Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Jordan Tabakman, our man from Australia, Melbourne, here into Mumbai, India. Please put your hands together to welcome Jordan Tabakman.
Hello guys, Namaste India. How are we? We good? We excited? Cool. All right. Obviously Rohit introduced me. I am Jordan Tabakman. I've traveled down from Australia for a few days to give you guys an idea on how I cut hair. Can you hear me well? On how I cut hair and techniques I use to fade and use my clippers and how I maintain my clippers, all right? So I'm gonna bring out my Model 2. Okay. And guys, I want you to listen really carefully because I've got a lot of giveaways today. I'm going to give you guys a lot of free stuff, all right? So I've pre-prepared my Model 2. So pre-prepared one side, and I'm going to show you how I cut the top and how I fade on the sides and the techniques that I use to get a smooth blend, okay? Now, at Andis, we've got a little thing we like to do. All right? Every time we get photos, we put up our Andis sign. Can everyone do that for me? A for Andis. Everyone? Perfect. Okay. Now, with Tu's hair, we can see it's got nice shape through the top, okay? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a bit of texture through the top, spray it down a little bit. Just like that. Okay. And I'm gonna take my scissors, take my first section from just in front of the crown, there, and I'm gonna point cut, okay? So I'm point cutting. I'm not straight cutting at all, okay? Because what happens if I straight cut, I'm going to take too much length off, and then I'm going to have to use texturizing scissors and damage the hair on the top, okay? So by point cutting, I'm removing length and adding texture at the same time, okay? Now I do this on every mid-length to short haircut, okay? If we get longer hair, that's okay to straight cut, use sections and stuff like that, but for these short type of hair, I'm just point cutting everything. Just like that, working in 3 quick panels. And as I get to the fringe, I'm pulling the fringe back, okay? So we can maintain most of the length through the fringe, all right? Now hands up here who enjoys doing a skin fade. Yeah, barbers, have we got barbers? Hands up, barbers. Yeah, we got some in the crowd. Hairdressers? Not many hairdressers. Few. All right. So as I'm moving forward, I'm gonna stop at the fringe and pull it back slightly. All right. A little technique I like to use when adding a bit more texture, rather than using thinning scissors, I'm using a thicker thinner and I'm just slicing through. Just like that, okay? Now, my flight took me 15 hours to get here, okay? So for 2 hours of one of those flights, my airplane was going like this, going up and down. And I'm still very dizzy from that, okay? So it was 15 hours to get here, but I'm super excited just to be here and show you about how I use my tools and all that kind of stuff, all right? So I'm using the Andis cordless US Pro, okay? I like to work with cordless clippers because for me, I'm working quick, and without a cord, it's much more comfortable working quickly, okay? If I have a cord and I'm working quickly, it can get a bit annoying, but there's, again, the right time to use a corded clipper, all right? On a lot thicker hair, you've got a stronger motor on corded clippers, whereas this, not as strong, but better for fading, all right? I'm gonna pop my number 2 guard on, and I'm gonna turn 2 just here for you guys. All right. Can we all see all right? Can see like that? All right. Cool. So I'm going to put a number 2 on, and I'm going to work my way up through the side. Just like that. Now we're going to take 2's hair right down to the skin. Okay? So we're going to skin fade. Now what I'm doing, I'm stopping and creating myself a weight line at the top. Okay? And that's going to maintain my nice square shape. Okay? With men, square shapes look a lot better when there's length on top. Okay? So this is number 2. And I'm just working away like that. I'm going to move to my 1.5. Now, Andis make magnetic and non-magnetic guards, okay? Magnetic, they stick on really well. They stick on the back of the hairdressing chairs or barber chairs that have the headrests and are really good. And also, when they fall on the floor, you can easily pop your clipper just like that and pick it up, okay? Very strong magnetic guard. All right, so 1.5 now. I did number 2, now I've moved to 1.5, okay? And what I'm doing, I'm just working underneath that number 2. Just like that. Pulling the hair down always through the top and all the loose hairs away from the head, okay? I'm now going to move. What am I moving to? What number? Hands up. I'm going to give away some prizes. So I want to know. I've done a number 2. I've done a 1.5. What am I doing? Who said 1? Come up here. I got a lot of giveaways. So if you guys listen carefully, I'm going to give away a lot of stuff. There you go. Well done. All right. So number 1, I've done a 1.5, 2, 1.5, now number 1. Okay. I'm going to open my lever on the number 1, and that's going to allow me to meet in the 1.5 and the number 1 open. Okay. Now the good thing with these clippers, they run for 2 hours non-stop. Consistent run time, 2 hours. All right. So after I've charged them in the morning, I can use them for 2 hours. I can turn them on, put them on my table, and they run for 2 hours, okay? So really long on there. Number 1 closed now. And what I'm doing, I'm flicking my wrist, okay? I'm not going straight up. As I'm coming out, I'm flicking my wrist, okay? What that's going to do is stop yourself creating lines above the actual area that you should be clippering on. All right, once I've done my number 1, I move away from my comb. I get out my fade brush, and I remove the hair as much as I can. All right, I'm going to move to my cordless T-out liner, my Andis cordless T-out liner, okay? Again, this was a very, very famous corded clipper that Andis have brought out cordless and have allowed us to obviously use that without a cord. So it makes it a lot easier to work. You can gap them as well, which means 0 gap, you can make them sharper, all right? But you do have to be careful, okay? So I'm going to use my T-out liner now. And how I dictate the height of my skin fade, okay? I go 2 fingers for a high skin fade is where I'll put in my 0 line, 00. Everybody put their hands up. 2. Put your middle finger in and give me the Andis sign. Good. All right, 2 fingers. Now what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to use 1 because I know I want to blend it in very smoothly and I don't have too much surface space to work with here, all right? So I'm going to do One finger. Okay? One finger on the head. And just like that, you can see how quick and easy the hair goes away. All right. Now I'm going to move to the exciting part. Hands up if you've seen this foil machine before. Have we seen the foil machine? Anyone seen this? Knows what this is? No? Hands up who doesn't know what this is. All right, hands up if you want to know what this is. Everyone. All right, cool. Now, traditionally, we use a cutthroat blade to skin fade, yeah? So we go down like that with a cutthroat blade, and that's going to get our skin fade result. Now, years ago, Andis brought out the foil machine, okay? And what that does is it does the exact same, but better. Now, the reason I say better is because you can only go down with the grain of the hair with a cutthroat blade, okay? Only down. With the foil machine, you can go up. So what does that mean? Smoother result, right? It's going to be a lot smoother, a lot better on the scalp, a lot safer as well, all right? Now, one thing with this machine, you can't cut anyone with this machine, okay? If you use it correctly, you're going to be fine, all right? Even my little baby sister who's 5 years old could use this machine on my head. I wouldn't let her use this on my head, okay? So safer, more hygienic, and better to use, okay? Now this is the new pro version of the foils, so they actually have a charging dock as well. So they sit really well on my table and I can charge them all day, all right? Now let's get into it. I'm just gonna work. And what you should hear, I'll show you. This is the sound you should hear. Can you hear that crunching sound? Okay, that's working up with the grain of the hair. So that's getting it as smooth as you possibly can, okay? So I'm just gonna continue working up through here, around the ear. Just like that. And I'm also going to show you after how I blend in the beard, how it's really important to blend in beards through the side here rather than leaving it square or pointing it. Now, what was the last guard I used on my clipper? Hands up. What was the last guard? One? Well done. You want pink or you want white? What would you like? I think pink suits you more. Nah. Well done. All right. So I used the one last, which means now I have to use a 0.5, which I think might be in the drawer. No, that's all right. So I'm going to use a 0.5 guard, okay? I might switch them around so we can see more. Can you guys see still? You can all see, okay? Okay. 0.5 open. So opening my lever, that's going to meet the closed one, okay? Opening my lever. And coming through. Nice and fluently. Now, after I've done that, I'm going to close the lever. And continue to work the contrast in to the skin. Just like that, all right? Now the good thing that Andis have brought out, we've got the 0.5 guard and then we've got the 0 guard. The 0 guard is even smaller than the 0.5 guard, and that allows you to blend in a lot smoother, make your work a lot easier for you, which is very important, okay? So number 0, open. And I'm just working away at this line below. And you can see my movements are quite quick, yeah? So I'm moving quickly and I'm flicking off. Now I'm going to close the lever. Just like that, and can continue working my way down. All right, now, a lot of people, when they get a good fade, it's nice to line up around the edge of the temple, okay, and just clean that up. So turn this way too, hit there, cool. So for this, I'm using my T-out liner, all right? Wide teeth, we can see the teeth are wide. It allows you to move around the temple, around the ears a lot easy. All right, so just very carefully clean up around there. And move back. Okay. Now, after every time I use my foil machine, I use a little bit of powder on the scalp so it stops any kind of rashing or irritation. Now I'm going to move to my open blade, okay? So this is completely open. Now this clipper has a flat blade on it, which is really good for fading very carefully, obviously, because it's flat. This is only designed for the last bit of the haircut. So too, if you turn your head that way, you can see the last line at the bottom is what this flat blade is designed to get rid of, okay? So this is called the fade blade. Now this comes on the Andis Nation fade clipper. All right, and some of them don't have the fade clipper. They have more fade blade. They have more of a round blade, okay? Now, if you get the Fade Nation special edition ones, they come already with the fade blade, so it makes it a lot easier to fade, okay? Turn it that way. All right, so I'm gonna go open blade, not closed, nice open. And what I'm doing, I'm working the first half of the side. So first half where the ear is, straight, okay? I've got the clipper straight. Now if I continue working like this, working like this, working like this, you can see the back of my blade is hitting up here, okay? Which means I'm gonna completely lose my shape, all right? And sometimes that can happen without knowing that we're doing it because we're so focused on the first bit of the ear, the back of our clipper hits higher there, okay? So I stop at the first half of the side where the ear is, and then after that, I focus with my clipper on an angle like that, okay? So I know I'm gonna keep that shape, all right? Does that make sense? Cool. All right, first half, so now midway close. So I'm not completely open, not completely closed, I'm halfway. Just like that. Then I'm going to completely close it. And it should start blending out more and more with each stroke. Okay. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you an idea on how I cut, and hopefully you can take a few of those tips away and practice them on your clients or friends and stuff like that. That will help you get better results, okay? Now, I'm going to give away a prize. How long did it take me to fly here? Hands up. 15 hours. Good stuff. Well done. You want to come up here? I'm going to give you an Andis towel and a pink comb. Cool? All right. Let's get back to it. Let's finish off this side. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to move to the last bit out the back, open my clipper again, and you can see on an angle I'm doing that. Just like that, midway close. Completely close. And it should start blending out. All right, now I'm going to refine over it. Now it doesn't just finish there, okay? Once I've gotten to that close zero, I move back to my T-out liner and I tap away at this bottom line. Okay, and again I move back to my foil machine. Now this is where a lot of people find very difficult to blend in, is the skin line and the double zero. So a lot of people will comfortably put in their skin line around the edge, foil up, and then get stuck with how to blend out that little line right at the bottom. Okay? Now for me to do that, rather than going up with the grain of the hair, I'm very gently tapping down. Okay? And that's right on the bottom. Through there. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Now once I've done everything in terms of going open, closed, all the way from 2 down to skin, is when I refine. So I use the corner of my clipper and I just go into bits that are a bit darker and a bit more shadowed. Have a bit more of a shadow, okay? So using just the corner, yeah? I always take a step back to have a look at bits that look darker. And touch up. Okay, put my zero guard back on. And if I'm happy with that, that's where I leave it. All right, now I'm gonna blend it into the back. And you can see the angle of my clipper is the angle that his head is tilted down and coming through there. Now if I angle my clipper up like this, what's gonna happen, the back of my blade is gonna hit the top part of his head and we're gonna lose all the shape, okay? All right. Hands up here who prefers scissor over comb instead of clipper over comb. Scissor, okay? Who prefers clipper over comb? I prefer clipper over comb in these kind of haircuts because I know that I'm gonna maintain the nice square shape through there. So I'm gonna pick up the hair, pull it out, and go straight across. With scissors, yes, we can keep that nice square shape, but we may not be certain with how our scissor movements are gonna react with our comb, okay? So for me to be safe, I'm gonna take that hair just like that and maintain that shape and blend it in. Okay? Once I straight across remove all the bulk on that weight line, then I refine by going up, okay? To blend into the fade. Just like that, okay? We'll remove the hair out. And let's blend in his beard, all right? Now, when I blend in beards, as you can see, the difference between a blended beard, so this is unblended, yeah? We can all see there's a nice hard line versus blended. Looks a lot better blended, do you agree? Yeah, so with our clients, we have to talk them into blending in their beard just because it looks a lot better. We shouldn't let our clients walk out with any squared off beard lines. We should always be blending in those beards. All right? Now what I'm gonna do, pop you back this way too. Close the angle that I'm using underneath the ear to the top of the eye. Yeah, we can see that. Underneath the ear to the top of the eye. Bottom of the blade under the ear, top of the blade in line with the eye, okay? Once I've done that, that's a 0. I'm gonna move to my mini trimmer and clean that up there. I'm gonna pop on my number 0 guard, just like that. And I'm gonna follow the shape that the hair is growing. So we can see it's growing down through there. Just like that. To refine, we can go 0.5 and remove any bulky bits through the beard. And then all that we should have left after our 0 guard is our open blade and halfway closed. Okay? Open blade, halfway closed. And just like that, I'm following the shape that we're creating. All right. Now, I'm gonna line him up, okay? A little bit of powder on the cheek. And I'm gonna line him up with the blade. All right. Just like that, pulling the skin. I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna turn him this way for you guys. All right, and we look at the symmetry, head up, cool. And we're just making sure it's nice and balanced. Cool. All right. Now, just want to touch up a very small bit. Through there. And we'll leave it at that. All right, let me give something away. What have we got? We've got a case, Andis case. All right, I got a question for you. How old am I? What is my age? 23? Well done. She guessed it first go, that's pretty good. All of you would have thought I'm 50. 23. How are you? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Mira.
Nice to meet you. Well done. So 23, I look 50, yes I know. For those of you that were here last year, Baldy was here last year. Baldy is from England. He looks like me, but he's old and he doesn't go to the gym as much as me, okay? Now don't tell him I said that. All right, let's move into styling. So once I've got the texture through the top, I want to give away a few more things. I saw something in here before. Here they are. I got some pens and a fade brush. Now I'm going to give those away in a moment. First, I'm just going to remove, okay, all of the loose hair. Just like that. I'm going to add in sea salt. Everybody knows what sea salt is? I like to use sea salt in a lot of my haircuts. Reason that is because we've added texture at the start. What sea salt does is enhances the texture in the hair, okay? It creates that crunch and that texture visual that you see. Head up here, this way. Yep. Okay, now with Tu's hair, he's very lucky because he's able to wear it in multiple ways. If he wants, he can wear it across, up, or down forward, okay? I'm gonna turn him this way. And I'm just gonna start to style Tu's hair, okay? So pulling out the hair. I'm gonna get you to stand up too, and we're gonna move you over a little bit. Jump up. I'm gonna move you over because this cord's not gonna reach. Have a seat there. All right. Now I'm using a medium heat, okay? Medium heat, not low, not high, just medium. All right, I got a question for you. How many fingers did I use to dictate my skin line on my model's hair? Some are saying 3, some are saying 2. I didn't use 1. What did I use? 1. All right. I'm gonna give you pink. One finger was what I used for my skin line, okay? Now I don't want to go too high. If I go high, it leaves me not much room to blend in through the side, okay? So if I keep the skin line low and I focus on having a smoother transition, it's gonna look a lot better than taking the skin line super high and only having a minimal amount of room to blend in, okay? Now I'm going to put a bit of paste in. Move you back over a bit. Jump up. All right. Now I've put a little bit of paste in my hands. I'm going to work right through the hair, just like that. Okay, push it into the sides. And we can see, if we put his head down, we'll get the camera to zoom in. Might be a bit hard to see because he's got dark hair. Can we zoom in a bit more? Or is that it? All right, you can see the texture that we've got through the hair, okay? Now that's created by slicing and point cutting, no straight cutting, slicing and point cutting, okay? Now if I just pick up the hair and I cut straight across, then I have to go get my texture scissors, go through and get the texture. But what that does, it just damages the hair, we know that, yeah? So if you point cut, it's gonna be a lot better for the client's hair in the long term, okay? Now the final bit, to get a really sharp finish on the scalp. Put your head up there. Okay, I'm pulling the skin. And coming across like that, yeah? Pull the skin down here. Just like that. A little bit of finishing product to get all the stray hairs away, all right? And I always tell my clients exactly how to style their hair. Once I've cut their hair, I tell them how to style it. It's very important because if a client gets a really nice haircut and walks away and doesn't know how to style it, it's not a nice haircut, right? They're unable to put it in the position that they should be putting it, and that's why it's really important to teach your models, whether it's in academy or your clients in the shop, how to style their hair, okay? All right, how's that look? Cool? Thumbs up? Awesome. All right, I'm gonna get my phone and I wanna take a really cool photo with you guys, all right? Who's got my phone? Give me your phone. Oh, he's got my phone? All right. Guys, I want you all to come up here. Let's go, come up here. I wanna take a really cool photo. I want you just on the ground, I'm gonna stand on the stage. All right? And we're gonna take a really cool photo and I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. Girls, look, we got a butterfly. Look at the butterfly. He saw my haircuts and he's happy. Beautiful. All right? I want everyone. Girls, I need everyone. I want everyone up. I wanna get a really cool photo. All right? All right, first I'm gonna do a video, and on 3, I want you guys to yell Andis as loud as you can, all right? The loudest person that yells Andis is gonna get a prize. All those girls sitting down and guys sitting down, I'm not gonna give you anything because you're not up here, but that's okay, all right? Awesome. Awesome. You guys ready? Let's go. All right, I got some more stuff. It's all right.
John,
all right.
can we do the rest of the stuff later? And
For sure.
let the boy walk.
Perfect. Let's get our models on, all right? I want you guys to welcome on my models, all right? I pre-prepared some other models, okay? And they're gonna pop on the stage now. Models, if you guys want to come out.
Ladies and gentlemen, big
How's
round
that?
of
Cool?
applause for
What do you reckon?
Jordan.
Cool? All right.
Big round of applause for Jordan Tabakman from
Thanks so much,
Andis.
Guys, thanks so much for having me. If you guys want to get any photos of my haircuts, we're going to come stand down here. If you want to get photos, I'm going to be down here. I'm just going to pack up my stuff and then I'll be down there. Namaste. Thank you very much, India.